additions to the spreadsheet. So I'll talk about the search tool, I'll go on about the signals, and I'll also tell you about the dashboard because they've all had new additions. So the search tool, the reason why I'm really making the video is because we've got this new addition. The position is short, position is long, short volume, long volume. So it might not be too apparent how to analyze this, but essentially, if you have a bias to sell this one, you don't want that number to increase, the short volume. See, I think by Wednesday we were 140,000 lots short, and so we've only taken 3,000 lots short as Euro USD was rallying. So what it seems to me is that it's coming up, but the retailers, they're trying to sell it. So that's just something to bear in mind. So if you have a bearish bias on the Euro USD or any pair, any commodity or anything like that, you don't want the short volume to increase, right? Now, and also likewise, you don't want the long volume to increase either, okay? So you obviously want to do the opposite of the crowd. So the other scenario is that if you're bullish X, do Euro USD, the short volume needs to increase, and then that needs to decrease, right? So just really keep an eye, perhaps make a pen and paper or something like that. Just jot down 137K short and then compare it like in 6 hours time. If it increases, then that's like a bullish indication. Now, if we exceed 140K, which was the peak last week, then this has got more legs to run because there's more people selling it. And when they're coming in to sell it, their stops are higher. Where would this price go? It's going to go and take their stops. So that's just something to bear in mind. Keep an eye on these. They're very, very important, these volumes. Very, very skewed on the sentiment. So that's just something to bear in mind because historically we are never really this far extreme on the sentiment for this pair. Now, what would normally happen is that it gets round about here. You'd want to be careful below 20%, and you want to be careful above 80%. There's a 20-80 Pareto principle rule that applies here. So we are in like sort of we're in sort of dangerous territory really to be trading because it's so extreme. So what normally happen with currency pairs is that we can think of it like a train, and the train is bidirectional and it goes back and forth forever. And what it's currently doing is think of that this is 0, think about this as at 100%. We're getting so close to the train station now, we've really only got not that many more stops to go before it hits its destination. And what would normally happen is that the train halts for a while and then it starts steam and it gathers momentum and it goes this way to 100%, and then it does the same thing, and then it comes back and forth forever. So what I'm trying to say is that we're coming close to the destination now. So not many more stops to go, potentially, but we have to be careful. If that number increases, then there's more legs left to run, right? So yeah, just write down a bit of paper, 137K, and then compare it, a few hours or something like that. SLC is a stop loss cluster. So they like big liquidity zones. Normally what we'd do in this Quasidb, we target the largest of the two. Now the one above was probed. See, the one above was at 1,163. We're at 1,654. So we took that SLC out. Now what we'd want to do Monday, we want to compare the size. If that number increases, more gains. If that number significantly decreases, like say 1%, then that could be the top, because we're talking about the train getting to its destination and it's dropping off its passengers and at the stops. So if we have a look at that and it significantly reduces in size, then we know that it's coming close to the destination. If that number increases, then we've got a little bit more room left before the train gets to its destination. This could even go further. It could go to 10%, but then that would be very, very extreme. So just keep an eye on those things. Normally it's quite strange that they're profiting, so just keep an eye on that. Because they're so wide, their stops, they'll be punished. So that's the search still. Just keep an eye on this, and then you should be okay. Just look at the signals, just very quickly. When you subscribe, there are links up here which I won't show you, because what you could do, you could pause the video and then just type out that URL, and then you get access to all my Telegram stuff. So I won't show you that. But basically, since the beginning of the bubble deviation strategy, which is based on this, all right? So when those bubbles diverge, then they become stronger signals. So we see the dollar is a strong sell because it's up here, and we see the euro is a strong buy because it's down there. So that's how that works. So that's the bubble deviation strategy, is based on this, right? So we made 751 pips since May the 4th, and we had a good week. So that's 225 pips. That's what that means, 2.25. That's 225. We had a bad week. That knocked my confidence a bit, I'll be honest. But the following week was really good, and then the week after. And so it's all recorded at time. So when you subscribe, you'll get access to the Telegram, and then you'll get the yes signals. What yes means to open, no means to close. So that's what that means at that time. This is UK time. So I would have missed this one because I get up early in the morning, but I can always trade it when I wake up the following day, because the bubbles have moved, and that tells us that the retailer have showed us their hand, and because they're stubborn and they're ignorant, they'll hold on. So that, even though I would have been asleep for this one, I would have got it in the morning, and that made 100 pips, AJ, which is pretty good. Good week. I actually intervened there. We made so many pips. I thought, no, that's enough. We made enough for that week. So that's what that comment means. We had a good week. Okay, only 16 pips. That was 49 minus. Then we had 97, then 82, and last week 272, which is really good, and then we had 185. So that's the signal. So just for transparency, you can see how many greens there are compared to the reds. So the greens really outweigh the reds, as you can see, and that explains the pips total. So yeah, really looking forward to the next lot of signals, and hopefully we can continue this winning streak. We only had one bad trade, and that was AJ at 7 pip loss, which is quite amazing. Dashboard, and then I'll just wrap up the video. So we have a VIX live chart. We see how it's slightly ascending now, so we have to be a little bit careful with risk. This is a new addition. It's the point of control. So I have a robot as an algo that it's the break-even point of its buys and sells. So at the moment, my robot is targeting lower for these two, but it's not clever enough to know about sentiment. So I only use it for like a bias for confluence. So that's something to just keep an eye on. I now update that whenever it does new trades. I'll update this. But at the moment, my robot is pointing down for these two. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not we're going to get to that destination. So the new addition was really the breaking down of the bubbles, because what this is here, these are the baskets. So the yen is large, right? And so we should see that being reflected on the dashboard. So that's the yen. So if it was up here in strong sell, then we see the yen basket. So it's a strong sell. We see it quite mixed here. So the Aussie yen is a strong sell, for example, but the Swiss franc yen is a strong buy. So slightly mixed, and that's why the yen bubble is where it is. It's in the mixed. That's mixed, and this is mixed. Now this is strong buy, and this is strong sell. So we go to the dollar dashboard. See, it's up there, isn't it? There's 3 pairs that are strong sell. So that's it really. And if you've got an interest in the signal, so if we have a euro yen trade or something like that, then you could just simply go to the dashboard and then have a look there and just watch its movement over time. If it comes this way, it's a buy. If it comes this way, it's a sell. All right, so it's quite easy. And that's it. And I'll just wrap up with the FXCM client sentiment. So we've got a radar chart. If it's pointing out, it's a sell. If it's pointing in, then it's a buy. See, we've got oil now, which is interesting there. So it's, yeah, so that's it really. Just a 10-minute video just over the new additions. Hopefully I explained the volume bit okay on the search tool. And don't forget when you subscribe, ask for access for this because it doesn't come with the spreadsheet access. I need to toggle some settings on security on the sheet. So if you do want access, just let me know. And I hope you have a good day and a profitable week ahead. All right, cheers.